Hello everyone, welcome back for cross-country flight. Hold on, but there's an announcement I have to make very quickly before you guys scrub to the action. I have a very special... So, about the gaming marathon, I don't know about it yet. You're going to have to, I'm gonna post a video, probably on Thursday morning. Well, morning Eastern time. It'll probably be like 11 o'clock Zulu before I... Anyway, let's get to the action. Today we'll be flying to, I forget where it is, but we're not leaving Alabama, sadly, which is, yes, sad. That we're not leaving Alabama and headed to a state called Mississippi. We're going to be staying in Alabama, but I forget which airport we were going to because it's been a while. Was it Detector? I think it was Demopolis. Yeah, I think it was Demopolis Municipal. I think that's what it was. Let me double check on the phone map. Were we gonna fly to Butler, Choctaw County? I don't know. Wait, this is Demopolis? Demopolis. That's where we're flying. Demopolis. Visual, obviously. I'll be flying to Demopolis Municipal across the state of Alabama. Click OK to accept this flight plan. Oh, I forgot to change the graphics, so let me pause the thing and we'll be right back. Alright, just change graphics. Now it's time to hit the skies. So, in case you forgot, last episode we were flying on approach. We were flying over the Logan Martin Lake on our approach. And when we get to Demopolis, we're gonna need to, we're gonna kind of need to follow the Black Warrior River down to Demopolis. And then we can just pretty much follow the river to the airport. So, when we get to Tuscaloosa, that's pretty much where we have to meet up. Let me just pause quickly so that we don't spend so much. Let me get our bearings on the phone map, and everything seems good. We're parked at St. Clair County. We need to taxi to a runway. I'm gonna taxi to runway 20. 20? Wait, hold on. We set it for about 281. So 28, 23. This is tough. I think we're gonna have to go with 20. It's gonna be a crosswind. We're just basically departing west, I think. Wait, where are we? We are at St. Clair County, so we have a, yeah, here. Oh, there it is, so we're gonna make a U-turn. U-turn. Yeah, because we're going 281, and pretty much that's just basically on the opposite side of the 300s. I mean, as the 300, as the 20s zone, so might as well do that. Go to 20, it's gonna be a crosswind. We're gonna be taking off against the wind. Not against the wind. The wind will be... And we honestly do not need that much runway. We're only in a freaking Cessna. So we're gonna take off from here. Oh, we already announced takeoff. I thought we announced taxi, but we actually announced takeoff. Whoopsies. So since we'll be departing towards the, southwest, we're gonna need to make a U-turn upon takeoff. So you're thinking that this is not enough room to take off? Well, I'm gonna prove to you that that's wrong, and that this is enough room for a takeoff. See how we're sliding? That proves we're in a crosswind. Whoa, look at that thing. Oh, never mind. It was just a marker. Alright. Rotate, and let's make a U-turn. Let's just pause, and let's put my phone map here for easy accessibility, and we need to kind of fly due north. No, we need to be able to see where we are going. Due north. We need to fly due north without crashing into trees. Farther down. Pretty much close to the N symbol. Not exactly to the N symbol. See what I mean? That's good enough. So let's see if we can get a glimpse at the highway from here. Alright. Can you see it? Exactly the point is that you can't. You can tell that's the Logan Martin Lake. That was pretty much our approach route. The entire end of last episode. And now we continue. So yeah, this is the last episode before the gaming marathon. I will not be back to record another episode until October 26th, which is a Wednesday. So there's a long time before we get another episode. You will have the gaming marathon. And that's going to be over 3 hours of fun and that's going to be over 3 hours of trucking, because I kind of recorded one part and then another part, and I'm going to be recording another part tomorrow, and it's only going to be like a 15 or 20 minute, not even 15, 20 minutes. Alright, so we will now be merging in with Interstate 20. So here we are at Interstate 20. Let's cut the throttle for just a quick second and drop down a little altitude. And make a left to start flying over the highway. It is a beautiful Tuesday morning. It's about 8 a.m. It's 56 degrees on this August morning. And we're ready to hit the skies and cross the state of Alabama, and we're going to be entering the city of Birmingham today. So I think you know what Birmingham, Alabama is famous for. I hope you know. The Birmingham Sunday of 1963. Yeah, they terrorists bombed a church that day. I mean that year, September. So it was tragic. Innocent children passed away, were killed that day. I wonder if we're gonna be able to spot the church. Doesn't matter, we're still in Pell City. We're nowhere near. And by the way, do you think that crossing the state of Alabama is gonna be, fast? Oh shoot, I forgot to tell you about the climate map that I was showing you at the beginning. So if you noticed, you can scrub back to the beginning, but not until I say something first. So you can see that towards the middle of Texas, you kind of saw the split between humid subtropical and steppe climate. So we gotta wait till Texas before we start seeing anything different besides rolling plains and forests. Okay, now you can scroll back to the beginning and see what I meant. Okay, I hope you're back and you stopped scrubbing. Now let's continue. So, cross-country flight. We are in a crisis. We're in a loss. We need to complete some more episodes in a pinch. My goal is to be in California by the end of the year. And that's not going to happen unless... Okay, maybe not the end of the year. How about by the end of the year we need to be... I'd say in Arizona at least. Or not in Arizona. At least be close enough to Arizona that you can say that we were in Arizona. So this is just the outskirts of Pell City, where we took off. This is a steep hill. Yeah, so by the end of the year, we might... Okay, maybe not New Mexico. The end of the year, plan is that we need to get by Texas. And Texas is a big freaking state, I must say. Of course, Alaska is more than twice the size. I'm gonna make this wide so that we don't crash into a tree. Alright. I think we need to fly a little bit higher than what we were doing, because now there's trees in the middle of the road. Just one line of cars. And it looks like they're really close together, but they're actually not. They're actually pretty far apart. You don't realize it? Oh, by the way, we forgot to turn on the taxi, landing, nav, and strobe lights. And we forgot to, display the GPS. To see how much we got how much time we have until we reach our destination. And now that you reminded me, we kind of forgot to, contact Birmingham departure. Alright, so we're done with that now. Let's check out Funny Airport. Not funny, no offense people living in Alabama. But not just funny, but also like simple names like Dry L Acres, Robbins. They're simple names. Anniston Metro, not weird. Bessemer bests in their best abilities to best themselves to best. Alright, I kind of made that up. Kusa. Who came up with that? Maybe volume just needs to be a tiny bit lower. We got a big drop here, so I'm cutting the throttle because we need to make this drop successfully, and I'm gonna make a right turn just... Alright, throttle's going back up. Traffic's scared now. It's like, what's up with that plane? Normally when they see planes, they're going across the highway. This one is going up the highway. And it's also following the highway. And yeah, that's the point. We're supposed to follow the highway so we don't get lost. Also so that we, like, run into major cities along the way. And just because I like highways. Highways are cool. So what are some of the cities we'll be passing through? Pretty much the next cities are Irondale and... Listen to what Birmingham Airport is called. Birmingham Shuttlesworth International. Birmingham Shuttlesworth? Shuttlesworth. Where does that come from? Please comment below. Tell me where Shuttlesworth comes from if you live in Birmingham or go to Birmingham often. Keep in mind that these cars are probably like 200, there's like 200 feet of space between most of them, including trucks and buses. Now, it is a beautiful morning, don't you agree? Let's fly in this view for a short amount of time. Fuel gauges. Oh no, that's the fuel gauge. That's just the use of it, probably. We're just looming above the highway. I wonder how it would actually look to fly around this area, because we obviously know it doesn't look like this. We obviously know it looks a little different than this. I'm just gonna fly over this hill. And there are all these roads here. We're gonna need to fly higher above it. Cut the throttle. Sounds like the throttle's still moving. It's only moving because we're in motion. Every attempt to try to really... This throttle is stuck. Oh, it isn't. Why did it sound like it was stuck? Sound like the sound was stuck. But it's not. How much time we got? Time's increasing. By the way, so you're probably asking me, what happened to all the how-to videos? Well, how-to videos are pretty much, on a short hiatus. And you're probably thinking to yourself, how could they be on hiatus? You've only had one episode. And I just kind of lost track of them. You want to just make more, videos. You don't want to, like, waste your time making how-tos when you're a YouTuber. You're already pretty much teaching them how to do stuff. Parking a trailer, yeah. But, how-tos are pretty much, done. Now, let's see what river we're crossing. Awkward silence until I find out what river this is. This is the... We're already in Birmingham already, if a matter of fact. Hidden Valley Lake? No way, there's gotta be something else. Really? That's it? It's Hidden Valley Lake? And we're really close to Birmingham. Also, that design looks a little weird. Look at it. Look at it. Never mind, actually, that's not a design. Actually, that's the Interstate 459 down there. I mean, up there. Yeah, we're now coming up to the city of Birmingham. And this is pretty much the first sign that, we are here at the interstate, near the Interstate 459 on this Tuesday morning. Another mess because we don't have concepts of going over or under highways, so messes begin. Hilariously funny messes. Pretty much we have two-lane traffic. 2 lanes. Now it's actually 3 lanes. 1, 2, 3. Whoa, why were those cars just, like, merging in on each other? Better put it on full throttle, because we're headed up a hill. And then we're gonna have to pretty much cut it. Not yet, actually, but soon we have to cut the throttle. Which is right now. We are now in the suburb of Irondale. Alabama. Irondale, Alabama. Traffic is pretty much intimidated by us at this point. Thinking, look at that pilot. He's just flying. He's on a road. Yeah, we don't need to say what road we're on. We're pretty much on a road to success. We're gonna cross the country in this plane. Think about it. Imagine if this was real life and you were really doing this. Wouldn't you be glad that you were doing it? Would you? Would you? Would you? For the traffic down below, they're intimidated, of course. Why does it seem like that the westbound lanes are so empty, yet the eastbound lanes are bustling with traffic? Makes no sense, absolutely. So this is the US 78. Yes, if you're asking, is this the same highway in American Long Haul that goes from Atlanta to Memphis? Yes. Except before it goes into Atlanta, it also goes through here. Actually, this should be the 70. Well, we're taking a lot of turns. Pretty soon we're going to be merging in with the I-59. Not yet. We still have to climb this hill. And we're going to put full throttle up it. This is a pretty hilly city. It's pretty much like San Francisco. It's pretty much the San Francisco of the East. That's how hilly it is. Now let's intimidate all the trucks. In real life, we'd probably be arrested for this. But I see Birmingham Shuttlesworth International just over here. Wrong wing, of course. You can't see yet. Of course you can't. Let's continue anyway. And these trucks, they're like, whoa, well, I'm cooler than you. I get to scratch with... Actually, that's pretty much the airport. This is the merge between Interstate 59 and Interstate 20, which is what we're on. And another mess. And a sharp left turn. Oh, shoot. We've just completely... So pretty much now we're in downtown Birmingham. Wrong window. That's Birmingham Shuttlesworth. One lane of traffic going westbound, and 3 lanes of traffic going eastbound. And very soon we'll be intersecting with the junction of US 280, which basically goes through downtown. Which goes through downtown. You could pretty much see Regent's Field from Interstate 65, which we're not taking, so you won't see that. You will see the Sheraton Birmingham, the Birmingham Museum of Art, the Birmingham Jefferson Convenience Complex, a cemetery, and everything else. This is pretty much probably the US 280. And let me tell you, no, this is not. That's Alabama 79. Because that's a little tiny, let me pause quickly. Head into this view. That's just a tiny little reservoir down there. It's unnamed. That's Interstate 280. So, yeah, we're getting close to a couple buildings. Let me try to find the Sheraton, at least. Sheraton of Birmingham. Birmingham Jefferson Complex. Museum of Art. Alright, this is a confusing junction. So pretty much here what we're doing is we're just basically going left, right. So pretty much we're going like this. To the left, and then to the right. So pretty much straight down that way. In the most confused, this is more confusing than Atlanta. So yeah, there's probably the Sheraton over maybe there. And then the Jefferson Courthouse is around there. And then it's probably the hall. There's a cemetery down there. And this is the junction of I cut the throttle and we're going to a head dive. Dun dun dun. You know I would never kill my passengers. On purpose, at least. Junction US 20. And that's 65. We didn't go low enough, so we need to go farther. Oh, down, down, down. Alright. Then we got the Limbaugh Toyota dealership. But first you'd have to get past this lake. I'm pretty much multitasking like crazy right now. Pretty soon we're gonna come up on Tuxedo Park and Harris Park. Farther north would be McAlpin Park, but we can't get there because we need to follow the interstate. This isn't a Birmingham tour. I might do a Birmingham tour though. Birmingham does look interesting, I must say. But just think about it. We started this series while I was only on my second week of YouTubing, and I have YouTubed for 3.5 months already. And we're pretty far. We're pretty far down this trip. See, this is the suburb of Ensley. Pretty soon we'll be coming after this turn. We're gonna be coming up on Fairfield. And then we'll pretty much be leaving Birmingham completely behind. Oh wait, but then we first gotta go through Brighton and then Bessemer. Then we're out of Birmingham. So let me see. This marks that we're in Fairfield. What's that? Nope, we'll find out. This is not what I wanted. 53 minutes. I'm sure those 53 minutes will go by way faster than you think. Oh, it's a factory, and that's the smoke. I get it. Now we're gonna turn this bend, and we'll be in Brighton. There'll be the Valhalla Cemetery, and then we'll be coming up on Cedar Hill. No, first is Cedar Hill. Cedar Hill. Yep. Nearest list, just to see how cool. Flying X. Not many airports in Alabama. Pretty much out of Birmingham by now. We'll pretty soon be coming up on the junction of I-459 and the I-20. these old buses, like, why do we leave them on the road? There's actually a mod that you can get where you can be able to drive a car in FSX, and you can pretty much be driving along with this traffic. But to recreate the joy, in the plane, we have to use the plane, and we have to fly pretty close to the traffic. I gotta put full throttle up this hill. Then pretty much lower it down the hill. Probably half of these cars already called the cops. But we're hard to spot because we're pretty high above them. Doesn't look like we're that high above them, but we kind of are. We're like, how high are we above them? Right now, we are oh, no, we're not 600 feet above them. We're, like, let me try it out. Let me try to, like, touch the ground from here. Or at least get pretty close. I'm not gonna actually touch the ground. At what altitude are we at now? We're at, like, 4,900. So we're 400 feet above them at this altitude. It only looks like we're, like, not even 10 feet, but we're pretty high above them. We're 400 feet above them. You know how much the difference between, well, now we're like 200 feet. But do you know the difference between 200 feet? 200 feet is like the height of about 40 of your houses. First floors. So 40 first floors could fit. 20 houses could be stuck here, and I mean 19 houses could be stuck here and not catch up to me. It looks like we're really low, but to them, it looks like we're only the size of a tiny egg. It doesn't look like we're, like, looming over them. Pretty much as long as we're a trusted pilot and we've had permission to do this, we pretty much don't need to be called the cops on. They could... And by the way, radio stations could easily just be like... Attention, Birminghites. We are going to be having a Cessna flying really close to the highway for a long period of time. So if you see him on the road around just before 8:30 in the morning... I mean, in between 8 and 8:30 in the morning, that's him. Please don't mind him. We've given him ATC clearance to fly over that highway. That's all you'd have to really do in real life. And then you see, like, these trucks with, tropical settings on the back of them. They pretty much just don't have to, they pretty much don't have any clearance. They don't see their trailer behind them. Well, I don't see it anyway. Unless they have a day cab. Imagine if we went cross Europe, but you know how long cross Europe would take? Too long to count. We'd probably have to split that up. We'd probably have to take we'd probably have to take a jumbo jet, maybe like a 747 along. Right now I'm not holding the joystick. My arm and wrist obviously need a break. As we come up on the junction of I-20 and I-459. At what time? About 8:30, so we're out of there at 8:30. That's good. Pretty much, we're going to be coming up on the Tan Hill Iron Works Historical State Park fairly soon. And we're entering the forest. So we need to gain some altitude, probably, because I don't want to hit a tree. Birmingham, it was okay to kind of risk it, but now, not the time. We need to gain a little altitude. That seems good. 1,200 feet will do. They barely even see us at this height, honestly. Tan Hill Ironworks Historical State Park should be coming soon. What I don't like is that they gotta have the bad picture here. It's obviously because of the graphics. And then over here, beautiful. I don't understand is why they're not changing the temperature too well. Why is it still 57 in the swamplands of Alabama? How much time we got? Well, time of arrival's going down. We should probably zoom out of our map just to see where this is all heading. Yeah, as you can see, right there is Demopolis. We'll be flying this way, and that's Demopolis. I told you about, I think it was Butler Choctaw. I think that's how you were saying it, and it was probably about here. You can't see it because it's a black cursor. But you see my mouse here? I'm gonna move it to the left. So pretty much around there. A little southeast of 7 Alpha 2. Yeah, and you do know that, if you want to take it, if you're like the one who wants to take a big adventure and you want to see beautiful roads, you don't take the interstate the whole way. The interstate will give you some good scenery. In a real cross-country trip, maybe you don't take the interstate all the time. I mean, we didn't take the interstate. We took the US 15 through from, Harrisburg to Gettysburg. And actually, from Harrisburg all the way to Frederick, Maryland. That's pretty far. Enjoy the silence that I'm going to give you for maybe about a minute. Alright, your science is over. I'm just telling you that this is actually a golf course and a campsite around here. Yes, so going camping in Alabama, Tannehill could be a cool destination. Pretty much be headed near Woodstock, Alabama pretty soon. As we get closer and closer to the destination airport. Yeah, you thought it was going to be a quick trip across Alabama. Oh, this episode's going to be 30 minutes long. Yeah, not going to be 30 minutes long. Because we're only like 2/3 of the way through Alabama at this point. For trucks and cars, they have to go half our speed. They have to go they gotta go a little over half our speed. So they have to move slower than us. So it takes them longer to get across Alabama. And we're crossing a river. Actually, we're not. We're coming close to a lake, though, and we're gonna find out what lake that is. It's called, Woodland and Gallant Lake. Okay. Pretty bold names. Right there. Alright, so we're pretty much in Woodstock, Alabama. We'll be coming into Vance, Alabama, very soon. Yes, you can change everything but pretty much the clock inside the normal cockpit. But you have to go in the virtual cockpit, but you have to go into the interactive cockpit to like find out the GPS, get the flaps. Actually, you don't need to, because you could just why don't we just pause and I'll show you what I mean, because you can just go into yeah, pretty much you go into light switches, but it's way easier to just use that cockpit anyway. A little too close for comfort. We need to stay above the highway, not crash into anything. 59 nautical miles away. So the reason why I didn't want to go into Mississippi is because we kind of didn't go, we kind of went too far last episode, so I decided we shouldn't go that far this episode. And by the way, if we didn't go to a Cuba, is it called Cuba, Alabama, or Cuba, Mississippi? I'm sorry, guys. Let me just pause and see. Cuba, Alabama. We should be coming to the Black Warrior River very shortly, which we will end up taking all the way down to Demopolis. So pretty much we don't need the GPS to tell us where to go. Very shortly we're going to be diverting from the highway and taking the Black Warrior River to Demopolis. So you're probably thinking, why do I go near the highway? Well, most of our checkpoint locations are near the highway, so I decided we should probably stick near the highway all the time, since most of our checkpoints so far have been near the highway. I mean, you saw Lebanon, Pennsylvania. And Washington Dulles was pretty close as well. Wait, we didn't fly into Washington Dulles. We flew into Centerville because our checkpoint was supposed to be Fairfax. So, cockpit, when are we gonna run into that Black Warrior River? Yeah, very shortly. That's the Black Warrior River, but we're not diverting from the highway because Interstate 20 is gonna run into Tuscaloosa. Say that, but maybe it's Tuscaloosa because of Tucson, it's got that T-U-S-C sound, so it might be Tuscaloosa. And if it is Tuscaloosa, that is a pretty interesting name. Tuscaloosa. It's not Tuscaloosa, it's Tuscaloosa. We're calling it Tuscaloosa. Even if it sounds too much like something that you like laughing about, we're calling it Tuscaloosa. Because that's what it's pretty much called. Whether you think it's funny or not. Someone in the comment section who's from Alabama or knows about Alabama, tell me how Tuscaloosa is pronounced. Tuscaloosa, how that's pronounced. And tell me, what it's famous for. But you can't stop saying Tuscaloosa. Tuscaloosa is just too fun to say. It's like you're telling a ballerina that she has a loose tutu. Okay, I'm kidding. It doesn't sound anything like that. I'm sorry I even gave you any graphic image of that. I probably should have just Alright, enough jokes about ballerinas. Okay, what I meant to say, it's like saying that Tucson can't make a decision. Tusa is loose. Let's increase the throttle. Getting closer to the Black Warrior River. We're still pretty much a half hour from our destination. Once we get around the Black Warrior River, we're pretty much following that the whole way. Maybe we'll see some scenic countryside. We'll be running into Interstate 359, going through Tuscaloosa, and then we'll be heading into the Black Warrior River. But first of all, we're not even near the Black Warrior River. What does it currently say the difference is? It just went down 2 minutes. And we've only been gone for 30 seconds. That's promising. Means that we're, making good progress. This is the Black Warrior River here. Don't tell me this is. Guys, it isn't. It's called, wait, hold on. They're just a couple of waters. And so you're probably thinking, what in the world is this? This, my friends, or my enemies, is the junction between US 11 and Interstate 20. And US 11 is going to just basically meet up closer to Tuscaloosa. We're currently in Cottondale, Alabama. Cottondale, Alabama. If you want to say it like how the Alabamians probably say it. No offense to Alabamians around here. We know that this is supposed to be enjoyable for people all over the world, and when I say something offensive, I do not mean it to be offensive. Because I'm afraid that in case a Tuscaloosan comes to watch this video and starts hearing, and if I didn't say anything, that Tuscaloosan might be like, this guy is pretty not cool. We're not watching his videos anymore. And that's pretty much how it works. So for the sake of the Tuscaloosans and everything else, we should pretty much just not say it. Yeah, so pretty much the I-359 is just pretty much a small bypass road. It's not even like 5 miles long, according to the phone map. It just heads into downtown Tuscaloosa. And I'm guessing it's at the top of this hill because we're starting to see buildings. Meaning we're probably getting into Tuscaloosa. I know, I keep saying Tuscaloosa, I'm very sorry. Full throttle up this hill. That's the continuation of US 11, I'm sure, I don't know. That's some other airport, that's Tuscaloosa Regional. You just gotta think about the people who just live by these random water accesses, and you're probably thinking, what are they? All the waterways near where I live are all named. I'm seeing the Black Warrior River down there, and the I-359. Yup, I see it over there. See, traffic moving this way, equals one junction. I'm gonna take the, I actually changed my mind. We're gonna take the I-359. By the way, that's called Friday Lake over there. And this is the I-359, which we're gonna take into downtown Tuscaloosa. And we're gonna take the Black Warrior River pretty much to our next destination of Demopolis. Probably shouldn't be in this view with 2 radio towers on both sides of me. But I'm just checking the times and you know, checking the 25. Well, we still need that, but we don't necessarily need it. Oh, shoot. I just ruined it. IFR panel. Take that off. Perfect. So now we are in downtown Tuscaloosa. And this is where the 359 terminates and becomes downtown Tuscaloosa. Now, the University of Alabama is over there. That should give Tuscaloosa a little dignity. Over there. And Byron Denny Stadium is there. But we don't have time to look for it. I'm going to put full throttle on. Well, first we'll cut it and we'll lower to a altitude. And now we'll floor throttle, and we follow the river pretty much all the way to Demopolis. Welcome to the Black Warrior River. We will be taking this all the way from Tuscaloosa to Demopolis, Alabama. We do not need a map. Actually, we kind of do. Because what happens if we run into tiny little... Actually, forget it. Your tour guide is jumping into the river. Tour guide phone map is not needed at this moment because we will just continue flying. So there's a factory, there's some smoke. I'll give you a better view of it by clicking right wing. Yeah, you didn't get too good of a view. Oh well. Continue following the river. We'll be crossing over the I-20 again eventually. We're still 20 minutes away from our destination. Does it seem like we're going... Oh shoot, we're still pretty far from our destination. And this river's just gonna zigzag. I'm sure of it. So why should we go that way, when we can go over the forest? And cut off 10 seconds of our trip. And why should we go that way? Why should we make a turn when we can just fly over the land? You're still seeing a beautiful Black Warrior River. Black Warrior River just sounds like it has to do something with American history. But I don't know what it is. This river just pretty much zigzags the whole way. So pretty much we might as well just cut across land and cut like 10... We pretty much cut off like nearly a minute of time just by crossing that way. And I'm just gonna cut off right now another 10 seconds. This will be like a minute that we've already cut off. But this river does zigzag just way too much. Hold on, but then we can just fly over the farmland. But honestly, we will be following this river all the way to the destination airport. Gonna make sure, because I'm not zigzagging my way all the way to the destination airport. That is gonna take forever, and just cutting some time off our trip is just so much by just flying over some of the beautiful countryside. And the river is just going to pretty much go that way, and then it's going to just come around again. So why should we go around when we can just go straight over the countryside? That's pretty much the mantra. When in doubt, assume the river zigzags. Always assume that the river zigzags. And we're kind of away from the sun, so we kind of need to put on some lights. We need to put on a light, a panel light. That'll be good. Now we can actually see. Beautiful. Yep, this is the junction of Interstate 20 and the Black Warrior River. Pretty much basically added time to our trip instead of taking off more. Wow, that bridge is interesting. Look at it. Look at it. It basically just borders and, that's weird. Alright, the river continues in this direction, so we'll be going this direction. I don't want to head back to Tuscaloosa. Now we're going east. Now we've just pretty much, doomed ourselves. We've just doomed ourselves. This is just freaking great. We've just doomed ourselves. We have no sight of any river. Hold on, bite our tongues. This is another river. When in doubt, always assume that the river zigzags. That's how to remember. When in doubt, always assume the river zigzags. And cut through the countryside or the forests. Once we get to like New Mexico and Arizona and the Mojave, California, San Bernardino, we're gonna eventually have to this looks like a cool development. Right by the river. They only have to drive like they don't even have to drive 10 minutes. And they have fresh water that they can stick their face into. Now I'm lost. Just kidding, we're not lost. We can just use this. Tell which way is west. Tell west from east. Pretty much exactly what we need to do, as our destination is still 40 nautical miles away. When in doubt, always assume the river zigzags. You don't want to just be following a river for 2 miles east, just to realize that it just pretty much boomerangs back west and then goes to the east again. You don't want to do that. That's basically like, that's just like saying, well, oh, except I'm a little confused at the design of this part of the river. I wish you could, like, see for a second, but it doesn't really... Oh, I think the river goes... Let me just quickly turn. I know, we're supposed to, when in doubt, always assume the river is zigzag. But at this point, we technically don't know. Interesting little soccer field. I wonder if kids play on that, or if that's a professional soccer field. I doubt in the middle of Alabama that there's, when in doubt, always assume the river zigzags. Sooner you know that, the better your navigation skills will be. As we're still 37 nautical miles from our destination. Pretty much a longer episode. It kind of looks like desert. Dry. sandy. That's the cool thing about going cross country. You're basically going through a lot of climate zones. In Utah, you're basically going through mountains and you're going through a desert. Nevada is all desert, pretty much, and some mountains near California. And California's just mountains and desert and grasslands and cities and steppe and all that. And all that. A lot. Doesn't the river continue to Demopolis? We could follow it. I don't think it goes though, meaning we are like triple screwed. We are right now triple screwed. Triple screwed. Is that the autopilot? Where's the autopilot on this? Okay, so, we're just gonna be flying pretty much through the middle of nowhere. Pretty much our desired track is, 235, but to get to our destination, we need to keep a 203. So pretty much if we... That's pretty much that, but, what I'm trying to find is the autopilot on this doohickey. What I think you need to do is you need to change the heading bug and flip it around to 200 and, shoot. Too far down the line. 203. Yeah, it says 203. Pretty much. So that's where you're supposed to keep the bug. And that's pretty much how we're supposed to fly the rest of the way. In the middle of nowhere. At least we'll get there faster. Pretty much the heading bug is a good strategy because it kind of encourages you to keep that indicator right on the 203 mark. Pretty much we don't need panel lights. They can go off. Altimeter, is this the, static? What does it do? It doesn't keep our, altitude down. I don't know what that does. Atlanta Center? We're near Jackson, Mississippi, and we are contacting Atlanta Center. We're near Jackson, Mississippi, and we're contacting Atlanta Center. Well, we're not near Jackson, Mississippi, but we're closer to there than Atlanta. Jeez. Yeah, there's Lake Tuscaloosa. There's Demopolis. We need to... Traffic, we're kind of got a north heading, so let's take 4. Let's announce a full stop landing. And that we're coming there. Looks like we're not alone. Oh, that's Atlanta Center. That's 189. That's 189 traffic. Oh shoot, we've just gone so off track. Where is the, like, I think that the heading bug is just to, like, say, hey. Enjoy some silence while I try to keep this plane straight as we head toward Demopolis Muni. Wonder if we'll have any company at the airport. Yeah, I'm trying to make him nod. Not nod, shake. I'm trying to say, no, we probably won't have company. Heading bug. We're off track again. Get back on track to 203. So what should we talk about while we continue? So many more are coming into 1 Alpha 9er instead of 7 Alpha 2. But we need something to talk about. Another road. Yeah, so gaming marathon, yeah, you're gonna have to wait for an announcement that morning. I'll give you even a link to where you need to go. If it's gonna be, if the pre-recorded content's gonna be streamed, if not, it will be put on YouTube, probably early morning on the 21st. I'll probably start downloading it the night of the 20th, and the Thursday night, and it'll probably be up Friday morning, most of the content. Or the first part will be out Friday, second part will be out Saturday, and the third part will be out Sunday. Then you just have content to watch until I get back to YouTubing on October the 26th. Which is when we start again. Because tomorrow I'm finishing the filming of the gaming marathon. I only have like not even 20 minutes of a part to finish, and then pretty much we're done. On that note, now we have a different track that we're gonna need. Now we need to move this to a 204. Oh shoot, we're way too over. There. 204. 204. There we go. There we go. 204. If we deviate a little bit, that's okay. We have probably gone like so far away from I-20 that you have like no idea. We're gonna literally be like crossing back into 20 in Mississippi probably. Cause next episode we'll be climbing into Mississippi. Maybe crossing the Mississippi. Actually, the Mississippi is more like Shreveport. Surprisingly, it's not the Louisiana River. Not every state has a river named after them. That's pretty unfortunate. Trying to think of other states. Colorado River goes to Colorado. Connecticut River goes through Connecticut. What other rivers do we have with state names? Lake Michigan. Not in Michigan, exactly. Lake Michigan is... well, it is in Michigan. Yeah, you could kind of say that's Michigan. What river? Is there a Utah River? I don't think there is. Idaho River. Does that go through Idaho? I have no idea. You're probably thinking, why not just check? I'm not checking now. Oregon River. Is there one in Oregon? I don't know. I'm not looking this stuff up. We're getting really close to our destination. Okay, so let's just have a little silence until... well, maybe not silence just yet. I'll have silence closer to the end of our trip. But let's, for now, just enjoy and maybe talk a little. Who knows? So, yeah. Yeah, so we're not gonna crash into this. Don't worry. We're not crashing. But we are gonna have to do a dodge from it. Watch. Does it look like we hit it? No, it doesn't. Was I planning on hitting it? No, I wasn't. Did I want to hit it? Maybe if we were trying to perform maybe if we were trying to recreate a terrorist attack. But we're not. We're not trying to recreate really anything. See how far away this airport is. It's just when you want to get to that airport, it takes longer to get there. Pretty much don't need the GPS anymore. So let me just... and we could pretty much turn the heading bug dial back to we could pretty much reset the heading bug back to 0. There. Now, go like this. Now we're just gonna wait for the airport to come. And we're going to have... should we have silence yet? I will need to transition between there. Should we really honestly have silence for 4 minutes? I don't think so. I understand that you guys want silence, but that is a little too much silence. We could talk for maybe like 2 or 3 minutes, and then we could have silence for the rest of the trip. Actually, we should probably have our silence now, and when... okay, so, we'll have our silence now. I guess you won. Alright, now, please be quiet with the yaying, and we're going to, just have silence. Don't scrub the video to the end. We're just having silence, so that you can enjoy the scenery. Until the airport comes into view. It already is in view, but when, like, the runway comes, then we'll, resume talking. Okay, I've talked too much. Silence begins now. Alright, I'm gonna interrupt the silence quickly, but I'm not... The silence hasn't ended, I'm just interrupting it to tell you that I see the airport in the distance. Back to silence. Alright, silence is over because we're coming on to approach of... We're coming into a left downwind. Because that's 22 and that's 4. Now, it's time to put some flaps down. Strobes need to be on because we will be landing fairly shortly. Cut the throttle quickly to lose some altitude, and then we'll gain speed again. A little bit this way so that we can kind of have a good approach. We'll start turning when we get to the factories. You're probably wondering, why do we have to go this far away from the airport? Even I don't know. I'm just guessing because we have to I just don't want to make a last-minute landing. I want to have a good approach. Okay, so we're at the factories. So we can start our, see, so where's 7A2? Oh shoot, no. We're gonna need something. We're gonna need to go into this view. Make a pretty sharp turn. See, we're... Alright. I see it. We don't need this view. Alright. So we're coming in for final. Runway 4. At Demopolis Municipal. Let's kind of do a professional cockpit landing. I do not know anything about perspectives of, like, how low you're supposed to be. Alright, we're on the ground. We'll turn off here. I know we're sliding. But you know what? That's the point. So, here we are. Now, landing lights off, beacons off. Now let's taxi to a gate. Now where should we park? I'm wondering where we should park. Maybe look both ways at this junction. Why does it sound like... Look both ways at this junction. We must continue this way, I guess. Maybe down this way? This looks like a good parking area to me. I'm sorry that this is a little loud. Okay, finally. Oh, shoot. Yeah, this looks good enough. This design for a parking space is interesting. I think it's a helipad. I have this strange that it's a helipad. Wrong wing. Correct wing, but wrong view. Let me see quickly. We'll make a 360 in our Cessna. See if we need to... No, I actually think that this is a good parking space. So let's go over here. This looks really interesting. Like a really interesting parking space. Like, honestly, like... just aligning the, aligning this, there. Should we go back a little bit? Yeah, we should. Actually, no, we shouldn't. We should go up farther. Because our shadow still hasn't aligned. Perfect. We're parked perfectly. So let's head into the virtual cockpit, but not the virtual cockpit. Let's turn off the master avionics, except for that one. Actually, we will turn them off for realism, and then we'll turn off the engine. Alright. So pretty much that's about it with this episode of let me see. Let me get a good view of the plane. So that's it for this episode of Cross Country Flight. In the next episode of Cross Country Flight, we will head into the state of Mississippi. Probably pass by Jackson, but we're definitely passing by Jackson, Mississippi in the next episode. Doesn't matter. So, anyway, that's it. This is the final episode of this 3-month season. Next 3-month season will begin October 26th, and it'll probably end beginning of February. But let's not talk about that now. Let's just enjoy this view. Alright, nothing really to enjoy about the view. So, you know what? I'm going to save you some of the trouble, and we're going to check and we're going to act as if this is it. Now, let's get this ready, because we need to type up what time it is. So now, 9:23:10. So let's type that into the notes. And that's it. I'll see you for announcement for the gaming marathon, and I will also see you a week from now for the beginning of the next season. But that's it for this season and this episode. I'll see you next time.